here. You have some spots on your bones that are of concern. We think you have bone metastases, and I'm ordering you an urgent PET scan. Okay, so now suddenly I have to consider that my breast cancer has recurred and that I have it in my bones now. So I continued working, I continued going to yoga class, I continued walking my dogs and living my life, and I continued coming home after all of that and laying flat on my back in this bed and passing out at like 5, 6 in the evening, sometimes earlier, and sleeping out of sheer exhaustion. Get the PET scan done, and it lights up everywhere, in my lungs, in my bones, just in so many places, both my femurs, in my spine from my neck all the way down to my lumbar, my pelvis. Like, name a bone, it's probably easier to say which ones I don't have it in. So I go for bronchoscopy because, well, incidentally, we found bone metastases, but that doesn't explain why I'm not breathing very well. So I go for bronchoscopy and pulmonary testing. Maybe somehow in my 40s I developed asthma. I don't know. We don't, like, it's such a mystery. I go for the bronchoscopy, and when I found out I had bone mets, I immediately called and made an appointment to follow up with my surgical oncologist. Didn't even think to call my medical oncologist. Incidentally, he's retired anyways, so wouldn't have made a difference. But I go and see Dr. Lafreniere, who was my surgical oncologist, and he tells me right away, Leanne, you have, in the lavage from your bronchoscopy, you have breast cancer cells. We think. Because enough people put eyes on it that it looks like breast cancer cells. It has estrogen in it, so we're going to assume it's not a new primary cancer. So, wow, all of a sudden, not only do I have bone mets, but I have lung mets, and now I know why I can't breathe. So he says, you need to immediately go to the ER. Well, I wasn't going to leave without an answer anyways, so I'd already packed a bag because I planned on camping out if necessary. So I packed a bag, had everything, thank God. And I went to the ER, but he phoned down ahead of time to let them know I'm on my way. So there I go walking. He calls me back and he says, listen, they want to take your oxygen saturation levels right now before you leave. They just want it. I said, oh, I'm not desatting. It's not a big deal, but okay. So I sit down. They do my reading. I'm at 85%. That's pretty bad. So sometimes you might feel okay or feel capable and you still might need help. They immediately put me on oxygen and wheeled me in a wheelchair to the ER because why would I need to walk and use up all of the oxygen that my body so desperately had been needing for months? So I get to the ER, they admit me, they tell me I'm too sick to be admitted with the other people, that I have to be admitted with the really sick people. So I'm freaking out. I meet with the doctor. He says, you have horrendous cancer. The most amazing ER doctor I've ever met. Accolades all the way. I probably shouldn't be name dropping, so I won't, but anyways, I already said one name earlier, so forget that, but going forward, it's just Dr. XYZ. But amazing, amazing doctor. It was Friday. I didn't want to